spice to be sprinkled on a bland product, chasing becomes an end in itself. The chase comes in many misguided forms. Among the tactics noted in this book you'll find chasing outside insights via focus groups, trend reports, and hip agencies, chasing other people's successes, chasing short-term marketing and nightlife gimmicks, chasing quick hits via borrowed equity, chasing semantic shams and fly-by-night paint jobs, chasing urban credibility. This book offers an alternative to all these ill-conceived tactics. We believe that cool is not the outcome of a chase, but rather the province of a tasteful visionary who maintains a personal, authentic point of view. Apple, Nike, Target, and all the companies to which marketers aspire were driven by this type of personal vision. These companies blazed trails and took tremendous risks to achieve their aspirational muscle. They did not chase cool like a greyhound after a fake rabbit. They saw opportunities where others didn't. They engaged consumers authentically. They didn't genuflect to someone else's equity. They inspired change when others were defending their positions, and they had the balls to keep reinventing themselves again and again and again. They were driven by passion and constantly alive to inspiration from everywhere. As Russell Simmons told us, chasing cool is really a bad idea. Inspired by cool is a great idea. Walk the street, see what's going on, and spit it out in your own way. Don't do it because you research it, do it because you breathe it. Cool should be what inspires you, and what inspires you, you give back to the world. So, why us? What do we know? As marketers, we've devoted much of our lives to figuring out how to help brands garner attention in crowded times. Gene Pressman did it as successfully as anyone ever has at Barneys, where he personally elevated a brand that remains second to none in its field. I make my living helping brands, both large and small, become more relevant to younger audiences, something I learned a great deal about in my previous career as a DJ, when I performed with, among others, Jennifer Lopez, and headlined in many of the top clubs across the country. Though Gene and I may be generations apart and have different tastes on many key cultural issues, we're identical twins when it comes to our shared distaste for the chase. Actually, I only discovered how strongly Gene felt about chasing cool when I came to interview him for an earlier version of this book. At the time, I was interested in a historical overview of cool, and I knew I couldn't do that without talking to the man who helped introduce so many fashion icons to America. But as I started explaining the project to Gene, particularly the ubiquity of the question, how do we make this thing cool, he looked at me and said, "If you have to ask." Then a little light bulb went off over his head. "What you should really write about," he said, "is why so many people think they can take a shortcut to cool, and I want to help you write it." Next thing I knew, I had a far more relevant subject and a writing partner whose experience perfectly complemented mine. The book you're about to read represents our joint perspective. Most of the time, it's both of us speaking. Occasionally, one of us will step forward to illustrate a point through personal experience, and we'll shift into first person. And it's not just Gene and I who have opinions on the chase. As part of our quest to provide some genuine takeaway to the how do we make this thing cool question, we interviewed nearly 100 innovators from influential industries: music, architecture, design, film, internet, consumer brands, art, fashion, advertising, and nightlife. We spent hours with the likes of Richard Meier, Tom Ford, Clive Davis, Vera Wang, Julian Schnabel, Marc Jacobs, Sofia Coppola, Ahmet Ertegun, Tommy Hilfiger, Bonnie Fuller, Tony Hawk, Talib Kweli, Michael Francis, Christina Aguilera, and Russell Simmons. All that time yielded one common thread. None of these people chased anything. They trusted their guts, put their names on the line, and followed their personal passions. Whether or not these individuals are cool is a matter of opinion, but their work is indisputably relevant to a particular audience, and thus its members perceive them as such. They pursued a vision, and then somewhere down the road, cool found them. Chapter 1. The iPod of my industry. Whatever they did, I want that. A killer application is a powerful thing, which is why people are always looking for one. In the age when more and more people believe there's a shortcut to cool, however, companies are increasingly frantic in their chase for one of those killer apps. And as a result,